We have the story of Lazarus being raised from the dead. Very interesting story, powerful story, difficult for us to even believe. But if you think the story is that you too will be raised back to this life when you die, and God is going to miraculously take you out of your coffin or wherever you are, that's not what this story is about. To me, this story is a metaphor for us about Jesus healing something that has died, something that is dead. Jesus healing relationships. I watched a video about 5-8 years ago that I saw on YouTube. It was about a Lutheran and Mennonite community in Laird, Saskatchewan. Anybody know where Laird is? Is it up by North Battleford? Did you live in that area? Elaine?
I lived in that area.
Did you? Yeah. Anyway, interesting story about a First Nation that had been gifted thousands of acres of land 100 and some years ago. But there were so few people, and they were so sick at the time and emaciated that they dispersed. So the land was never developed. And then the federal government gave this land to Mennonites and to Lutheran farmers. And for generations, they farmed that land. And then 10 years ago, people from the Chippewa tribe, they began to look through and they saw that this land is their land. And they began to inquire about getting it back. You can imagine your land has been farmed in your family for 3 generations, and somebody comes and says, it is theirs. The Mennonite and the Lutheran community got together and they sat down with the First Nations, and many of the farmers relinquished their land and gave it back to the First Nations. Powerful story, right? Would we be able to do that? Right? God healed this relationship in this community in a powerful way. I think if you go onto YouTube and type in Treaty 107, it might come up. I'll try to email that link to you. But it's a very powerful story. I know the pastor who was involved in that story. But usually the major conflicts in our world about land. The Ukrainian and the Russian war is about land. This land at Donbass, part of the Ukraine, it was always a part of the Ukraine for hundreds of years. And then Stalin took that land over, became a part of Russia. And then in 91, it became again independent and part of the Ukraine. And now the Russians want it back. So that's what this fight is all about. The land. Whose land is it? Israel. Palestinians. You read about that, you probably don't totally understand. I didn't understand the conflict until I went to the Holy Land, 1986, and saw for myself how small this land was, how close these people live with each other, and how difficult it is to come to a conclusion. Very powerful book. A Jewish journalist, Ari Shavit, tells about his story and about his hopes and dreams for Israel. And he begins the story with his grandfather. In 1900 or 1897, he left Europe and he went to Israel to discover what was there and if there was any land available. And in the early 1900s, small pockets of Jewish people, particularly from Europe, because it wasn't just in the World War II, it was in the early 1900s that the Jews felt threatened. They were being ostracized. They were being pushed out and not wanted anymore. And some forward-thinking people thought, we have to find our own land. So gradually, very slowly, Jewish people came in and they purchased land and they developed the land and they took some more and some more. And then in the late 1940s, it kind of came to a head where millions of people, or a million people from Europe came and took the land. And Ari Shavit and many other Jewish people at that time, forward thinkers, thought, we have to find a way that the Palestinians and the Jews can live on this land together. And they pushed hard for this. But the hardliners pushed even harder. And they said, this cannot happen. These two people cannot live on this same land together. And that's what this is all about. The Jewish people are pushing the Palestinians away, right? They're in Gaza, and in 2023, October 7th, when they came across the border and killed 1,100 Jewish people that set across this war. Do you know how many Palestinian people have been killed?
Thousands.
72. 72,000 people have been killed in retaliation. He believed that this is the solution, to live together peacefully, and others said this can never happen. Jesus healed, raised the dead man to life. Jesus can heal our relationships as he did in Laird, Saskatchewan, with his power, with his love. with an open heart, with us opening our hearts, setting aside our anger and our hatred and our differences, and believing we can live together. The Jewish people believed that this was their land, promised to them by God, and that it was taken away from them, and now they've taken it back. There is no answer to this problem. To the continuing fight over First Nations land, reserve land, it is a difficult problem and difficult one to resolve. But we have to be committed to resolve our differences and use God's love in our hearts to be strong enough to put aside our ego and believe that living together in peace is the best thing that can happen. In our relationships, it is ego that destroys the relationships. How do we heal them again? Through God's love. Being open, forgiving, and understanding. Amen. serve the Lord.